You've probably heard people say invest in stocks, but what actually is a stock? If I asked you right now today, would you be able to tell me what a stock is? Let's talk about it. Here's the truth. Most people who invest treat the stock market like the casino. They put money in and hope to see it go up. But in reality, stocks are not a golden ticket to make money. Instead, what they are is ownership. And if you don't understand what you're owning, you're just as likely to lose money as you are to make money. So, today I'm going to cover what a stock is, how it works, how the price is determined, and why for most people, buying ETFs is actually the better choice. A stock is ownership in a company. If you buy a stock of Nike, you actually partially own Nike. So, if Nike goes and sells shoes and makes money, then your stake in that company grows in value. But if Nike then stops selling shoes, they stop making money, your stake in that company lowers in value. Your ownership isn't worth as much. Let's use this as an example. Let's say that you and three friends all pitch in $1,000 and start a landscaping company. You buy a mower, a truck, and some other tools. As your company grows and makes money, your ownership of that company becomes more valuable because the company itself is more valuable. And if your mower were to break and you were not able to make sales anymore, then your ownership in that company would be less valuable. That's how a stock works. It's actually ownership. So why would anyone own a stock? Well, because stocks are tied to future value. What you're saying when you buy a stock is that I think this company is going to be worth more tomorrow than it is today. So if you believe in Apple, Apple makes iPhones and awesome products, then you buy part of Apple stock. You say that I think this company is going to continue to make money, become more profitable, so that the stock that I buy now today is going to be worth more tomorrow. If Apple falls behind, however, and it stops innovating, then you lose value. So, with that, by participating in the market, you give yourself the opportunity for your dollars to go and make more dollars by tying themselves to companies that grow in value. You don't actually have to do any work yourself. Instead, let businesses do work for you and your money will grow over time. But the flip side is also true. If you tie your money to a company that then begins to perform poorly, you're going to lose value. So, you need to be wise about the investments you're making and buy ownership in companies that grow over time. So then, how do stock exchanges actually work? Let's take the New York Stock Exchange, for example. There are people 5 days a week, constantly throughout the year, going and shouting out prices and saying, hey, this is the highest price I'm willing to pay for any given stock. And on the flip side, people are saying, this is the lowest price I'm willing to accept. When the market matches those orders of the highest price that somebody is willing to pay and the lowest price that somebody is willing to accept meet, then that becomes the current price for that stock. From that point forward, somebody can say that I want to pay more or I want to accept less, and the price moves either up or down. So, for example, let's say that one person has a share of Apple stock and they say, I want to sell it for 180 bucks. And somebody says, I'm willing to buy it for 180 bucks. Apple's stock price then becomes 180. It's not set by the company itself, but rather by the people who are trading the stock. Now, why does that price move every second? Well, once a price is matched, the next prices might be a little bit higher or lower. So that means that a price could go up or down. So for example, if Apple stock sells for $180 and the next available price is 181, the price would then jump up when somebody pays 181. Or on the flip side, if somebody was willing to pay 179 and there was a market order out for 179, the price would then go down. Great. So now we understand what a stock is, what a stock price is, and how the market works. So you're ready to go invest, right? Well, here's the problem. Most people think that they can get lucky, that they can go and pick the winning stock every single time. Let's compare this to sports betting, because honestly, that's more what it's like than investing. This is more like gambling than actually going and growing your money. Because if you were to go and pick a single player and bet all your money on them, that they're going to carry the team, they're going to have the most scores, and they're going to be the person that has the winning season, you might get unlucky. Bad things happen. People's ankles get hurt, they get sick, they're unable to play, you lose all your money. Now, compare that to an ETF, the smarter thing to do. An ETF is like betting on the whole team. You don't need one superstar to perform. Instead, you bet on the team performing as a whole over time. Players might swap, some players might not even play, but over time, the team is going to perform better. And as a whole, the market, the team in this analogy, has performed decade after decade, year after year, through ups and downs, the market has grown. And with that, your money will too. It's not fancy. It's not going to grow your money overnight, but it's consistent. And because it's boring, it works. That's why I recommend ETFs. Don't just bet your future on one player, bet it on the entire team. Now, that being said, individual stocks can make you rich. If you had bought Amazon back in the 90s, you'd be a millionaire today. But for every Amazon, there's dozens of other companies that haven't made it. That if you had put your money wholeheartedly into them, you would be poor and out on your butt on the street today. So with that, don't think that you're going to pick every single winner, because for every winner, there's even more losers. So what's a stock? It's ownership in a company. It's a bet on future profits. And with that, while it might be exciting to own individual stocks and see your portfolio climb quickly, the smarter play for the vast majority of people is to buy ETFs and bet on a safer future tomorrow. With that, I'm curious, if you had all the money in the world, what stocks would you buy today? Let me know in the comments down below. And remember, hit the like button, subscribe, share this with a friend who might want to hear it. And as always, remember, choose virtue, build value, live free. I'll see you in the next one.